Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about fertility and our trials and tribulations with fertility at the moment. In my last video I was talking about my pelvic pain, possible endometriosis, and just the obstacles that I've been going through. So I'm just gonna jump right into that. So in August of this year, my husband and I decided that we wanted to try to conceive naturally, and due to my pelvic pain and maybe having endometriosis, we just felt like if we had a child now, it could possibly clear up all of that issue that I'm having, that really severe pain. And if I had a child, then, and this pain didn't go away, we would go ahead and go with the surgery, or if it led to that, maybe I'd have a hysterectomy or something like that. So at least I had been blessed with one. I had gotten an HSG test, I had gotten a histosonogram, and my husband had gotten the semen analysis. And so I'm going to be talking to you guys about the results and what happened then. So when I went to get my HSG and histosonogram, it was really painful. They had to sedate me. Most people, they would just give Motrin. They would prescribe you Motrin and antibiotics for any case of infection. So I was actually sedated because it's just very painful. Ultrasounds and anything like that going up there is just like, it's excruciating. So they sedated me, they looked at everything, and they said that everything looked fine, because my biggest fear was that my womb or uterus or ovaries, something would just not be okay in the test itself and the ultrasounds. So they came back and they told me that everything was fine. I believe a week and a half later, they went ahead and I got the actual full, I guess, ultrasound result. And so they stated that everything looked great. From what they could see, the lining, fallopian tubes were open. However, I did have like a mild indentation, I guess, in my uterus and like the cavity or something like that, that it's not like super abnormal. It can happen, and it's nothing that's gonna cause me to not be able to have children or carry a child in the womb. So then my husband had his semen analysis, and so we went in. It was super nerve-wracking for him. He's never done this before, and so he went in and he did his thing, did the semen analysis, and I was talking to the doctor's office because we wanted to really just rush the results. We were supposed to speak with them in January. At the time it was October, so I was like, yeah, no, I can't wait that long. I'm getting really anxious about it. So the doctor went ahead and they sent over the results. Obviously I'm not a doctor, didn't quite understand them that well, but they didn't look normal. They looked a little strange. And so I got a call from the doctor the following morning. It was really devastating. Basically what they had said was his motility was abnormal, so about 46% was living, but they were abnormal shaped, so the swimmers wouldn't exactly go up there normally. It would have some trouble because they are abnormal. And then the other portion just weren't very fertile. A average for a man to be, have fertile sperm would be about 10 million, the least, 15 million being average, but he ranked in out of 5. And that was really devastating to us. We're in our 20s. We never suspected that this would come, kind of like this wrench thrown in. And that's all I could really say. That it's devastating. You never really think about what would happen if you couldn't conceive or that something would go wrong. I thought that it was going to be me since I have so many medical issues, and it could still be because I don't get my monthly regularly, but he we were just kind of blown away. We were not expecting that. The doctor sounded really upset, and he was just a little shocked because he had previously said when he told him to get the test done that, you know, he's healthy, he's young, nothing should be of issue or of concern, and then we go in and then we have kind of this just big wrench thrown. So we meet with my doctor last month in November, and he says that, you know, he goes over my results once again from the HSG histosonogram, and then he goes through, you know, us having to do letrozole and me having to drop the weight and all that stuff, and then he kind of, I guess, forgot, about Dustin's results. I think he was just like, oh, okay, well, let me look at the results now, and he was kind of like, fine. And it's like that whole reaction started over again because he's a really, really nice doctor, and so he was just rooting for me that something would go right. They can't figure out the diagnosis. He doesn't want to do the surgery, so maybe fertility is the next best thing. And he just, like, whole persona, whole attitude just changed to being like, well, I don't think, you know, that right now, if you two were to try to conceive naturally, you possibly wouldn't succeed. Your only option right now is IVF. And IVF is really, really expensive. So, he's suggesting that Dustin has to try to get his count up, so he wants to have him take preconception vitamins, which I have him on, to see if maybe that can bring it up a bit. And then he told us to go to a urologist. And so right now it's just been a bit of a hassle. Just going through a year of this has been a hassle. And I just feel like we're not really getting anywhere. And we're not really getting any help. And we've asked, and it's just not going anywhere, you know, and you kind of ask yourself, like, why? You know, like, I didn't want to be born a sickling, I didn't want to have all these issues, and then I have this going on, and then, you know, I don't mean to just make it super negative, I just mean, you know, like, I try to be my best self. I try to spread love and kindness. I try to volunteer. I try to be a kind person to everyone. And in return, this is kind of what I get. And I know I shouldn't think that way, because it really isn't anyone's fault, and it really isn't a problem, I guess, if anyone else is to blame. I just mean that I just didn't expect this wrench. That's kind of, and I know I keep repeating that, I just mean I didn't expect it to go this way. You know, my husband is devastated, as you could imagine, and I guess I just feel like my worst fear is kind of partly living truth, just having the trouble of being to conceive, you know. Partly of why it's been really difficult is because he is supposed to go see this urologist, but he has Kaiser, and that's kind of an issue because you have to have like this whole plan of fertility, whatever, and he doesn't have that because we didn't know. You know, so they're saying that they're gonna try to, if we see this urologist, he's gonna try to see if he has a blockage. He has to test his hormones. So, as I've said before, my husband does have ADHD, and so as looking through, I am like a Google freak. I Google everything, and so I Googled that the medication he was taking, Adderall, can actually affect fertility, and it could cause infertility in men. He had an older medication he used to take when he was younger called Concerta, and that doesn't really have many known causes to infertility. So we decided to change it. we got it approved by his doctor that he could go back to Concerta and put it to an upper dose now that he's older as an adult. And so we're gonna see if that works between the preconception and the changing the Concerta, and hopefully maybe there's some sort of thing going on there. But right now it's just been super crazy because I just feel like my hands are tied. Like, I can't do anything. And I had this doctor's appointment where he was talking to us, talking about the semen analysis. He tells me that there's really no point in trying right now. And that he doesn't want me to go through my pelvic pain that I'm going through. That maybe I should just consider kind of doing Orlissa to kind of shut down the reproductive system. Call I back to square one. I don't even know what to say. It's just devastating. So he wants me to try to do this, and I now don't know what to do. So I'm put back in kind of like a bad situation because now my husband has to go through all these testing, but we have to wait because now he's getting a different insurance. And in January is when he could possibly see a urologist, but we don't know how long the wait is because a lot of times, especially in San Diego, the wait for doctors can take months. And in order for us to even see if his sperm count goes up, they have to wait 3 months just to kind of have that other medication out of his system to start his new medication, just to check him, not even to do another semen analysis, not even to try to fix the situation, just to check and do the hormones and testing and all that stuff. So we're not in the best place that we'd want to be. My doctor's amazing. I can't say that enough. I think he's an amazing fertility doctor. However, when it comes to endometriosis, I always say that, again, people don't really feel your pain or know really what's going on in your body. And in my group that I follow, these are women that have lived it, go through it every day, just like me. And I wrote a post up about it, talking about like, hey, this is my situation, and I don't really know what to do. I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. I can't have a child right now, but I don't want to take like pills that are going to ruin my system. What's the case? And they're all telling me that the surgery is not something to be afraid of. You know, that the thing is that endometriosis is one of those things that not every doctor is educated to the highest about. You know, they just think that kind of harshly, for better lack of word, shoving a pill down your throat is really just maybe gonna fix it, but it's not. It's just gonna kind of make a chemical imbalance in your brain to think that it doesn't hurt, but that doesn't mean it solves the problem. So they're saying that, you know, I saw one woman that had said, my 12-year-old daughter had a surgery. That's not something to be afraid of. She's getting her second one. You know, so I am so blessed that I have these women who've gone through this, because I'd feel more alone than I do in this specific situation. And so I'm thinking about getting a second opinion with a different doctor and seeing where that takes me. So I'm probably going to see a different doctor, see different gynecologists, change a little bit of the game, because if my doctor doesn't really feel comfortable doing the surgery, maybe I just shouldn't be doing with it anyway. Like, I don't want to push if, one, he doesn't feel very confident about it, and two, maybe he's just not the right person to do the surgery, period. You know, maybe he's not going to look or be more invasive as a different excisionist would. We're just, you know, trying to move forward, trying to be as positive as possible. If you guys ever feel alone in a situation like mine, there are groups out there. I can't tell you the amount of times that my endometriosis group has really helped me and made me feel not so alone, and that everybody really understands. Like, I'm not crazy, I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and it's validated. So please, if you ever feel alone, not to worry, there's people out there that want to help you. There's people out there that want to give you a virtual hug. My family's a tremendous help. I'm a huge family person, and without them, I wouldn't be going through this well at all. So again, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. Kindly, Kiana.